Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star, and today we're doing an episode of Unpopular Reseller Opinions. I wanted to do this one first because I feel like it's time sensitive. This topic may not even be relevant a few weeks from now. The eBay fall seller update should be coming out within the next week or two, and this could all change. But I still feel like people will still have opinions about it. So even if eBay does implement immediate payment with offers on items and everyone's doing it, people still gonna have their opinion. There's still gonna be folks in the other camp that wish it were the way it was before. So I wanted to address this right now while it was time sensitive, but I feel like there's always people who want things to stay the same and never change. And there's always people who like things a certain way and don't want it to change. And that's I'm not saying it's a bad thing. There are certain things that I wish would never change and would be the same. I hate the new listing form on eBay. Hate it. I wish I could go back to the old one. There's nothing I can do about it though, except get used to it, right? So we're going to talk about the immediate payment upon sending an offer. There's two camps on this. There's the folks that think it's about time and it's only a good thing for us buyers. And then there's the people who think, well, it's going to make my sales go down. So let's talk about the other platforms that do this, which is everybody but eBay. Welcome to the 21st century, eBay. Every other platform requires buyers to have a payment method on file. And when they send out an offer, that is a binding commitment to purchase the item if the seller agrees to the offered price. If you decline it or counter it, of course, the buyer isn't going to be charged. And I think that's the way it should be. Honestly, if you're making an offer on an item, you're basically saying, hey, I would purchase this if you were willing to give it to me at this price. I would commit to buying it. If the buyer is just trying to fill you out and see what they can get and haggle and do the garage sale shit, they can send you a message. But I feel like once you send an offer, you're basically agreeing, hey, if I can get these $25 jeans for $20, then yeah, I want them. And if the seller says, hey, yeah, I'll take 20, then there should be an immediate payment there and you should ship the item out and that should be the end of it. There shouldn't be the buyer gets 4 days to pay for it and your item is in limbo. And a lot of the times they end up not paying. And then you have to relist the item. And would it have sold in those 4 days it was in limbo? Maybe. You don't know. I personally have never liked eBay's system to where the buyer gets X amount of days to pay. We have immediate payment on for people who buy it now, but we also have best offers on because that does help sales and it helps you rank higher in the searches. But even Grailed, which is relatively new to the scene, it's been around a couple years. They've just recently made it to where you can list women's clothing on there in addition to men's. They have binding offers. And they call them binding offers. If a buyer says, hey, I'll buy this for 18 and you say yes, payment is made, the sale is done. Poshmark, Boxery, Etsy, all these other places. So I feel like it's best to have immediate payment and a payment method on file. I don't think it's best for a platform to say, well, you can send an offer and then you can hem and haw and take your time and pay for it. That's not good for business. It's good for your buyers, I guess, but on every other platform, buyers are totally okay with having an immediate payment set up. It's just eBay that is coddling and catering to these people. It's not Kmart. It's not layaway. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would put stuff on layaway for like back to school and make payments on it at the Kmart. This is not Kmart. I am not Kmart. I am not here for people to lay away stuff. Don't buy it on Monday and wait till payday to pay me. I know why they do it, but I don't agree with it. There are people who don't have enough money to buy something and need to wait till payday, but they're afraid in those next few days that the item is going to be sold to someone else or be pulled off the platform, and they want to make sure that they get it. And knowing that eBay allows them that time, they'll send you an offer, hoping you'll accept it. And then they have 4 days till they get paid to pay you. It's literally layaway. I don't like it. I don't think it's good business practices. I think, within the whole entire reselling world, the best business practices, as far as this is concerned, would be for the buyers to pay for stuff upon you accepting the offer. Every other platform does it. eBay's the only one that doesn't. So my opinion is it should be done. My opinion is when they get extra time, it's like they're being given the ability to lay an item away. So your item is off the market. Will they pay? Will they? Who knows? I like getting paid for my items when they sell. I don't like sitting them in limbo. I also don't like it when the 4 days or 5 days is up and suddenly they decided not to pay. Now I have to relist my item because maybe it could have sold. Maybe it wouldn't have, but you don't know. And Keith and I have most of our items across 5 platforms. So there would have been a big chance for it to sell in those 4 or 5 days. But now we've taken it down and now we've got to relist it. And it's just, I personally think it's bad business, bad practices. But I think that uniformly the other platforms have it right. So now let's address the fact that a lot of sellers seem to think that having immediate payment on means you're going to make less sales or it's going to discourage buyers from buying. It might, some people, because like I just said, there are some people who can't afford things now and can later. If they buy it or can offer on it or, purchase it and sit on it for a couple of days till payday, then they can come back and pay for it. But if they can't do that, they may forget to come back. And that's unfortunate, but I'm sure it's already happening on other platforms. But my mindset is if you can't afford it, then don't buy it. Come back when you can afford it. Come back when you can pay for it. Come back when you have the money. So it may discourage some buyers, but if somebody really wants something, they're going to come back when they have the money. They're going to come back and make an offer. And if it does make them, shy away or be discouraged from buying, then it's probably someone you didn't want to do business with in the first place. A lot of the buyers that want things at the lowest prices and to be catered to and coddled the most usually end up being the biggest problems, to be honest. So I just disagree that I don't think sales are really going to go down that much. I think it's going to be a much better process for sellers, and we're going to get our money quicker. We're not going to have items in limbo. We're going to be able to have our profits come in right away and our return on our investments. And at the end of the day, we should care more about ourselves and our sales than a buyer being able to put something on layaway. I mean, that sounds harsh, but I'm a seller. I do this for a living. Keith and I do this full time. This is how we eat. This is our livelihood. This is how we pay our bills. This is how we live our lives. I care more about me getting my money immediately upon selling something, which is how it should be. You sell an item, they pay for the item, and you get the money. I care more about that than hurting a buyer's feelings because they can't put something on layaway for 4 days. So, best business practices across the board on all selling platforms within our reselling community should always be, within the industry, should always be, a buyer pays for something when they buy it. I don't know why that's so hard for some people to accept or understand. When you buy something, you pay for it. I mean, unless you're putting something on a credit card or getting a loan, but you're still paying the person you're purchasing it from. So if you go to Target and you buy a cartload of items and you put it on a credit card, yes, technically you're not paying for that at the moment, but Target's getting their money. And then you pay your credit card company. So we should be getting our money as soon as we sell our items. I don't agree with it at all. The other thing I wanted to mention real briefly is that I know a lot of buyers will send their feelers out to several sellers at a time. So they'll send out, 5, 10 offers to 5 or 10 different sellers. And let's say all 10 sellers accept it. They're only going to buy one. They have no intentions of buying the other ones. They want the item. They send out, multiple offers. One, and everybody accepts. They only buy one, and everybody else is sitting there for 4 days waiting to put their item back up, because most of them don't have the common courtesy or the decency to ask you to cancel the order. They bought someone else's. I don't like that system. I don't like that setup. If you want to send your feelers out and see what you can get, or who's going to give you the price you want, I don't know what's up with my witch fingers. We're too close to Halloween. I'm getting witchy. It's my little hex on these buyers, right? Stop it. I'll hex you. No, but if you want to put your feelers out, you should absolutely maybe send a message. Would you take? I know a lot of you get annoyed with those messages, but quite honestly, I would rather field a few messages a week asking me, hey, would you take X amount for this item, than have someone buy it and it sit for 4 days and never get purchased, because instead of sending out messages, they send out multiple offers, and they can only buy one. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I did want to address this before the fall seller update comes out, because this may be a moot point at that time. It may become an industry standard at that time for all platforms, not everybody but eBay. I've never understood how anybody thought it was okay for a seller to sell something and not immediately receive payment. But you can let me know what you think down below. Hit the thumbs up before you leave, guys. Helps the channel so much. And subscribe if you haven't. Help us feed a hungry hippo. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. Until next time, guys, go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.